in a tiny convent in Isidore, Michigan, in 1907, a stirring hymn rings out. 33-year-old Sister Janina is a real-life Maria von Trapp.
She loved to sing, she loved to play the piano, she was very outgoing.
Orphaned at a young age, Janina is raised by the nuns and is happy to remain in the bosom of the church.
She was their favorite. I think they doted on her. Everybody loved Sister Janina.
Everybody, except for the rectory housekeeper.
Stella and Sister Janina really had nothing in common. Their attitudes, their outlook on life, their lot in life, and Stella resented her.
38-year-old Stella Lipchinska is a dark cloud in the parish.
Children avoided her whenever they could. Even friends and family were a little bit intimidated and fearful of her.
For the deeply devout Polish immigrant, only two things matter: worship and work.
Stella regarded herself as an icon of the perfect work ethic. No one else measured up.
Not even the Holy Sisters.
You have shows to do. Not like that, no good nun.
I think Stella looked at the nuns' life in comparison to her own. They got to contemplate, teach, and pray. And it seemed to her that they had it easy.
Beautiful Sister Superior. God really gave you a gift.
Stella resents Sister Janina's carefree attitude.
Father, dinner's ready. I fear it's burnt by now.
She looked up to the idea of nuns, but I think very few actual human beings could fulfill that role that Stella thought that they should be doing.
There's another reason Sister Janina draws Stella's ire.
Sister Janina and the father were very close. They became good friends.
He was her priest, and she had a fondness for him. But men were not allowed to be alone with nuns.
Father, should you be in here?
He shouldn't have been spending any time there.
Stella dislikes Sister Janina's influence on Father Andrew.
Stella thought that she wasn't acting like a nun, she wasn't behaving like a nun, and she and Father Andrew were spending far too much time together.
I was just telling Sister the exciting news about the bishop visiting.
Day after day after day, they'd be late for dinner. And I think to her, that kind of was insulting.
Let us pray.
Sister Janina and the father spend more and more time together.
Janina.
To Stella, it can mean only one thing.
Father Andrew and Sister Janina were having a love affair.
110 years ago, that would have been just earth-shattering.
Stella is furious.
To her, Sister Janina was an evil temptress. The Catholic Church was the most important thing in Stella's life. When she saw Sister Janina violating her holy vows, she was enraged, and it gave her more reason to hate her.
But she doesn't confront Sister Janina or the father.
You would never question a priest or a nun. I mean, you'd be damned to hell if you did that.
Lord, give me strength. I'm surrounded by sinners.
She's trying to live this moral, pure life. And then right under her nose is the worst kind of sin she could possibly imagine.
As Stella watches her parish fall into sin, she seeks spiritual guidance.
Please give me a sign.
She had her religion to back her up, and she believed that everything that she did was prescribed by God.
And this housekeeper wants divine justice.
She saw herself as an avenging angel.
August 23rd, 1907, Isadore, Michigan. In just days, the Holy Rosary Parish will receive an esteemed visitor.
Exciting news about the bishop visiting. It is a great privilege.
It was a real honor. And they had this new school, and the bishop was going to come and bless it.
But to rectory housekeeper Stella Lipchinska, the sinful parish is unworthy. She has discovered a scandal in their midst.
Here was the bishop coming to bless this church. And there was a mother superior who she thought was a slut.
When Stella sees Sister Janina go down to the church basement, she decides to get rid of her permanently.
She just couldn't take it anymore. And I think Stella saw the nun there, and that moment she lost control.
When Stella hit Sister Janina on the back of the head, it might have been a spur-of-the-moment action, but I think she'd been thinking about it for quite a while. She hated Sister Janina.
Sister Janina is knocked unconscious and appears to be dead. But she's not.
While Stella was in the process of burying her, Sister Janina rose up. So, Stella whacked her a couple more times. She lost consciousness again. Stella started throwing dirt over her body one more time. Again, Sister Janina rose up and got a few more whacks.
She would have died a slow and painful death and was buried alive. That's what Stella did. That's sadistic.
It's not long before Sister Janina's absence is noticed.
Have you seen Sister Superior?
Ask Father.
He's fishing.
Two of the sisters appear at Stella's kitchen doorway and ask Stella if she's seen Sister Janina.
I don't know where she is.
Stella puts them off. She's not interested in what happened to some flighty nun.
Maybe the dogs got her.
She makes some joke about, well, maybe the dog got her.
We're worried.
And I have work to do.
She has no empathy for what happened to the sister.
Yet when Father Andrew returns home, Stella races to break the news.
Father,
Sister.
Sister Janina is missing. We've looked everywhere.
She couldn't wait to tell Father Andrew that Janina was missing. I think she wanted to see the look on his face.
Check the church.
They were immediately searching for her.
I will check the cells.
They went through the woods, they went through the swamp, they looked everywhere trying to find her.
Janina!
As days turn into weeks and weeks become months, hope of finding Sister Janina fades.
Once the snow started to fall that winter, the investigation went cold. There was no hope of finding any more evidence of what happened to her.
But few secrets stay buried forever, and Stella has a guilty conscience.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
Stella cannot live with what she has done.
Do you have anything to confess?
but she can't confess locally because she knows then she'll be found out.
Yes, Father.
She takes a steamer across Lake Michigan to give a confession.
I killed Sister Janina. She was an ungodly woman.
It's a confession too dark for the priest to keep quiet, and whispers spread through the church.
Rumors swelled that the missing nun was buried underneath the church. The rumors were traced back to a priest who heard the confession of the killer. So much for the sanctity of the confessional.
The church covers up the story for a decade, until a new priest shares his big plans to pull the old church down.
Before you build that church, what are you going to do with the nuns' bones buried in the basement?
What is it?
You better take care of them first.
Finally, the murder is exposed.
They found bones. They found a rotted nun's habit and a silver and iron ring that was from the same class that Sister Janina graduated from.
But there's something else that no one expects.
The biggest shock of the discovery was not the fact that the skull was fractured, but the fact that her skeleton was coiled around a smaller skeleton.
Sister Janina was pregnant.
It's tragic proof that Stella was right. Unholy acts were taking place behind that door.
I think Father Andrew really did love the sister. I don't know if that love was returned because she was so sheltered.
Stella Lipchinska's confession comes back to haunt her.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
She's found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison.
She saw herself as sort of the moral center of a parish that had gone off the rails.
Some believe Stella is driven by more than righteous fury.
This was too personal. This was too brutal and cold. This is a crime committed by a woman in love with something unattainable. And that unattainable object was Father Andrew.
Stella took it upon herself to play God, all because she was jealous of her. It's bad enough murdering a nun. Murdering a pregnant nun? I don't think you can go to heaven after you do that.
Wollongong, on Australia's east coast.
Jeez.
39-year-old Wendy Evans is out on the town with her boyfriend, Scott Field.
Wendy viewed her relationship with Scott Field as the most special relationship. He was the one for her. He was the love of her life.
But things aren't going well.
The relationship wasn't easy. No. Scott was very controlling.
Her colleague, Katie Foreman, witnesses the argument and rushes to Wendy's side.
You calm down.
Are you okay? Yeah. What was that all about?
Nothing. He's just being silly.
Do you want to get out of here? Let's just go.
31-year-old lawyer Katie gives her sound advice.
Katie advised Wendy to break up with Scott.
I'm staying with you. Excuse me. Can I get a glass of wine? Yeah, sure.
She told her that he was abusive, that she didn't like him, and that she was better off with someone else.
Coincidentally, within days, Katie's also single. She dumps her boyfriend, Bradley Rawlinson, after a rocky romance.
Sometimes they were close, sometimes they would fall out. It was quite tumultuous right from the start.
Morning.
Now it's Wendy's turn to comfort her.
What's up?
Nothing. Bradley and I broke up.
Oh, no.
It's not unusual for women to bond together over a common interest or a common problem. In the case of Wendy and Katie, they bonded together over their problems with men.
We'll cheer you up.
In 2010, the two women worked side by side at the local courthouse.
Wendy was working there as an administrative officer, and Katie, as a local solicitor, was there on an almost daily basis.
Great. See you later.
It appears that they developed a firm friendship very quickly.
Relationship woes bond the women. Until one night,
Hello?
Hey. Hi. What are you up to?
Katie's not available to party.
Just, you know, hanging out.
Hey, do you want to go out?
Oh, look, I'm sorry, I can't tonight.
Katie has a special visitor.
Oh. How come?
Wendy's ex, Scott.
It seems pretty clear that there was strong physical attraction between Katie and Scott.
Look, you know what? I've really got to go, I'm sorry.
First, Katie advises her close friend to leave the man she was seeing. Then she takes up with him.
It's a secret affair for weeks. Until Katie's ex, Bradley, spots them.
Bradley Rawlinson was furious.
Excuse me, can I just have a word with her? What the heck? Get out of here.
He flew into a rage.
I'm embarrassing myself. You're embarrassing yourself. I'm not the one sitting here passing off with some dude. I've got some dude. I've pushed me again and that's that, mate.
Let's go, let's go.
Push me again, go on, go on.
Stop it. Just ignore him, he's not worth it.
He was very, very jealous, and he needed an ally.
When Wendy arrives at the bar, Bradley breaks the news.
Hey.
Hey.
Have you seen Kate?
Yes. She just left with your guy.
My guy? Scott.
Scott.
Wendy was incensed. She was outraged. I don't think the feelings she had for Scott ever really left her.
Cow.
When Wendy found out,
I can't believe she did that.
must have felt like an incredible betrayal. And people don't get over betrayal.
I trusted her.
Wendy and Bradley don't just want to bond with each other. They want revenge.
There was no way this was going to have a happy ending.
Wollongong, Australia. When 31-year-old lawyer Katie Foreman hooks up with Scott Field, a friendship blows up.
You're embarrassing yourself.
I'm not the one sitting here passing off with some idiot. Get out of here, that's enough.
Stop.
I trusted her.
Wendy Evans should just walk away from her old flame, but she can't.
Sharing partners can be tricky. It can stir up a lot of emotions people didn't even know they had.
She decides to give Katie a taste of her own medicine with Katie's ex, Bradley Rawlinson.
Their relationship became sexual, and Wendy, by all accounts, was completely smitten.
Now Wendy and Bradley plot their revenge.
Sure you're gonna be all right with this?
With the assistance of career criminal Bernard Spicer.
Here's half.
He would be paid $3,000.
You get the rest when it's done.
They plan every aspect.
So we get Nick. She still trusts me.
And they want Katie to suffer.
They purchased petrol at one petrol station. They went to a separate petrol station to purchase the firelighters. What time is it?
On the night of October 27th, 2011, Wendy and Bernard arrive at Katie's home. Bradley's absent. He makes sure he has an alibi.
Wendy had the keys. She opened the door. The room was up the stairs, so they both went up.
It's 2:20 a.m. Katie Foreman is sound asleep in her bed.
Bernard poured the petrol around. Then asked her to light the firelighter. An enormous blaze quickly occurred. It is pretty clear that when the fire started, Katie Foreman was asleep in her bed.
As Wendy and Bernard leave the roaring blaze, neighbors hear a woman giggling.
Wendy was delighted with what she had done, and that at the moment she was laughing, Katie was dying a horrible, horrible death.
Katie must have experienced extraordinary terror, fear, and pain. To wake from being sound asleep, to discover that your room is alight, your bed is alight, she tried desperately to escape.
Emergency services arrive, but it's too late.
She was found just outside the doorway of the room. The cause of death was a combination of enormous heat and suffocation by breathing in fumes.
A talented young lawyer's life taken by insane jealousy.
Katie's got her man was all Katie's fault, as Wendy saw it, and as Bradley was telling her to see it.
But the sad truth is, Katie and Scott had split up weeks earlier. It was nothing more than a very brief fling. Investigators soon discover it's a sloppy crime scene.
Wendy dropped 2 of the house keys to Katie's home. This immediately pointed to somebody who had access to the home.
All eyes turned to Katie's ex, Bradley.
Bradley Rawlinson ensured that he had a watertight alibi. He was nowhere near the murder scene when it occurred.
But he's left a digital trail. The police discovered dozens of incriminating text messages to Wendy.
Conversations back and forth in which they discussed the case and discussed the murder were picked up by police, and they were damning evidence at the trial.
Apparently went over Bradley's head that the police would be looking at all the text messages and figure out exactly what happened and who was behind it.
And the most damaging message of all.
On the day of the murder, Bradley sent Katie a text saying, "I love you, you're everything to me." This, I think, shows just how manipulative and even sociopathic Bradley Rawlinson actually was.
In 2014, Bradley Rawlinson is found guilty of murder and receives a minimum of 27 years behind bars.
Bradley was pulling everybody's strings. He set up Katie to be murdered by Wendy.
The hired help, Bernard Spicer, also guilty of murder and sentenced to a minimum of 24 years.
This is perhaps the most complex and tangled web that I've ever faced.
Wendy Evans pleads guilty to murder and receives 24 years in prison with a minimum of 18.
This was a murder motivated by jealousy and revenge, and that's a story as old as time. Wendy was involved with every aspect of this crime. Wendy is a deadly, deadly woman.
In Georgia's Appalachian Mountains in the 1870s, childhood ends early.
Girls, you're too old for silly games.
Sorry, Mom.
Girls marry as young as 12. And if you're 18 and unwed, you're an old maid, like Kath Hambrick.
I'm worried about Kath.
All that Kath really has in this world as a woman in that environment and in that culture is to be someone's wife.
Had any suitors lately?
But they're not coming back.
Kath's parents and her older sister are worried about her future.
This was a man's world, and Kath's job before she was married was to be chaste, obedient, and do her chores. After she got married, her job was to be faithful, obedient, and do her chores.
We don't need an old maid.
Marriage would have been considered her greatest success.
Kath's parents take it upon themselves to find a husband.
He's a good man.
We'll go see.
All right.
And they hit on local bachelor, Bob Southern.
Excuse me, Bob. Can I have a word with you over there?
Little do they know, someone else has their eye on him.
Go before they start talking about you.
21-year-old Sis Fowler. Her husband has abandoned her.
Sis Fowler had a rough life. She got married at the young age of 14 or 15. She married a brute of a man who was abusive and beat her up and gave her 2 children.
She wants to marry Bob, but there's a small technicality. She's not divorced and can't find her husband to sign the papers.
She could not find her husband, she could not get a divorce, and therefore she could not become someone else's wife.
There is a wedding, but not the one Sis hopes for. When Bob chooses his wife, it's the younger, unmarried model, Kath.
Kath, I pledge to you my life as a faithful and loving husband.
Before Robert decided to marry Kath, he had a thing going on with Sis. And he didn't want to give that up at all.
I pledge to you my life as an obedient and faithful wife.
But his parents
You may kiss your bride.
said, oh, no, you can't marry her. So you can't have legitimate children with her. She's not divorced. And that's how he ended up marrying Kath.
But Sis isn't giving up. She wants to break up the newlyweds. And tension is high in the town.
Sick, I tell you. Hi, sis.
Hi. She's a whore. Don't talk to her.
All right.
Sis starts spreading rumors in the hope that Bob will turn against his wife.
She can talk. She's been seeing a man in the swamps.
The rumor that Sis started about Kath, that she'd met a man down by the swamp, threatened Kath's very existence.
A woman's reputation was everything. She loses a great deal of value if she has a reputation.
The gossip quickly spreads, and when Kath gets pregnant, the rumor mill goes into overdrive.
Now, in this close-knit community, why would a married woman be meeting a man in secret in a swamp? The implication there is that she's having an affair with him. You take that implication one step further, maybe even this man is the father of her baby.
If her husband believes the gossip, it would be grounds for divorce. Kath would lose everything, and Sis would win back Bob.
And then Kath would have found herself a single parent with no means of support beyond her immediate family.
Sis was playing with fire.
The feud comes to a head when Kath's parents arrange a hoedown and invite her enemy, Sis.
You coming to the dance?
What dance? I don't know anything about no dance.
Can't have a party without you. Come on, it'll be fun.
They would have a fiddling, and they'd throw a little dance.
The two women will have to cross paths. The question is, will they make up or fight?
All right.
Well, it is a party.
Maybe they were going to have some kind of reconciliation or something. I don't know what went into her mind.
But this hoedown is about to become a showdown.
Not only could she best that woman, but she could take her off the face of the earth.
In the Appalachian Mountains, Georgia, on February 10th, 1877, two young women who are fighting over a man are about to come face to face at a local dance.
Sis liked going to dances. That's probably what finally persuaded Sis to come into the cabin and join in the dance.
At first, trouble seems like the last thing on anyone's mind.
The night went along, and from the look on Sis's face, it looked like she was really enjoying herself. She was having a blast.
But Kath has other plans and shows Sis some fancy footwork of her own.
Kath is seething. Sticks out her foot.
She was warming up to the big event.
Do it again. And she does it again.
You want some?
The mountain way to settle disputes is to duke it out.
The retaliation in a community like this for someone gossiping is to have them beaten up.
It's also a tradition that the defeated loses more than the fight.
Because as soon as Kath was declared victor, whatever Sis had said was a lie. It didn't count anymore. It gone.
Okay, come on.
No one recalled that early in the evening, she said to her pa, "Could you loan me your pocket knife?" She stabbed Sis.
But this isn't the mountain way.
She's been stabbed multiple times in her jaw, under her rib cage, through her breast. Probably one of the blows that went through her breast also went through her heart. She was probably dead before she hit the floor.
Kath hasn't just dispatched a rival.
You killed her. Are you sorry you killed Sis?
She thinks she's elevated her social standing.
No way. I'm the man who killed Narcissa Fowler.
I think when Kath said that, I'm the man who killed Sis Fowler, perhaps she wanted to be seen as strong and commanding as any man in the community.
It was a point of pride for her. I've achieved something. I matter.
But she's miscalculated.
Nobody's leaving. Get out of my way.
The locals might appreciate a fistfight, but not a cold-blooded murder.
This was an honor fight. You fight an honor fight honorably. But Kath broke the contract.
Kath and husband Bob are now on the run, and the whole town is after them.
Hurry up.
They flee the state.
Bob and Kath Southern moved to Western North Carolina, where they hid out with their friends and relatives.
They were successfully evading everybody. They even had a baby while they were fugitives.
But a price on your head means there's always someone on your tail.
A reward of $400 was offered for the arrest of Kath Southern, and a local bounty hunter and former ex-sheriff set out to find them.
Put your hands up, Bob. Turn around.
Early one morning in April 1878, their luck runs out. Kath Southern is found guilty of murder and sentenced to death. But she never feels the tight noose of the hangman.
Governor Alfred Colquitt, once upon a time, had been her father's commander in the Confederate Army during the Civil War. Governor Alfred Colquitt almost immediately commuted her sentence from death to life in prison.
The governor's generosity doesn't end there.
After a few years, Kath was given a full pardon by Governor Colquitt. This was one of the last actions that he took as governor of Georgia.
The state of Georgia just bought her a nice life. She got a free pass on killing someone. If that happened today, chances are she'd have been sentenced to 25 years to life.
Most people would be too ashamed to return to the scene of their crime, but not Kath Southern.
After she got out of prison, Kath returned right back to the same area with her husband, Robert. It was rather brazen when you think about it. They had 8 more children, and they lived their life as if Sis Fowler was only a figment of someone else's imagination.
In Kath's day, a woman's reputation is everything. She would rather be known as a murderer than an adulterer.